It's garage time.
Hello, welcome back to this, my garage. Today we're having a look at this, which is my Honda MT50, nicknamed the Nifty 50. Now, MT50, as the name suggests, means that it had a 50cc engine originally, which was a two-stroke air-cooled motor. We quickly realised that was a bit crap, so we got rid of it and instead fitted a Honda C90 engine with an ATC 70 gearbox, which gave us a four-speed gearbox. The bike, we bought it about 5 years ago, and since then it's had a shed load of abuse. I can't begin to explain how much we've been through things. I'll try and rattle some stuff off, but this is only just touching on the surface. Snapped crankshafts, ×2. Broken foot pegs that have been welded up with no gas. Snapped front wheel hub. We've broken throttle cables, bent swinging arms, gone through multiple rear shocks, multiple exhaust assemblies. It's just had so much thrown at it, but it's still here, kind of. I've neglected the bike over the last 18 months or so. It's been left outside and left to languish and rot and just not really been given the love it deserves. I mean, this is a 1980s bike. It's surprising it's still about at all. So that's what we're about to do. Get this thing back up, running, riding, and see if we can get it back out on the road. Let's give it a go. I stripped the engine apart around 6 or 7 months ago. The last time I rode the bike, it was making a load of weird noises from the bottom end, from particularly the gearbox area. It didn't sound like crankshaft or anything like that. There was just a load of clattering and knocking around, and it really wasn't right. And I stripped it apart, but I was a bit perplexed, shall we say, because there was nothing that was immediately obvious of what was causing the problem. There was no wear marks on anything. That didn't look like anything had been rubbing or touching where it shouldn't have been. The only thing that I could find was that the bearings that support the gearbox assembly, there's 4 of them, they were all a little bit stiff and iffy. I don't know if it will fix the problem, but they certainly needed changing. I'll put the new bearings in the freezer for about 30 minutes to an hour, just so they cool down enough that they shrink slightly in diameter. And to do the opposite, I'll get the engine casings and I'll heat them up with a hot air dryer. That'll just make it expand slightly so that the bearings drop in nice and easy. You don't have to do it. It's not the best way to do it because using a press would be better, but I don't have a press. What I'm going to be doing instead is getting a socket that is just the same size as the outer race of the bearing and giving it a good whack with a hammer. See that crack there? Whilst I don't think it's going to be a huge issue, I am slightly concerned because this is where the cam chain runs. This little slot here is where the cam chain runs, and obviously there's oil in there. There's going to be oil in the cam chain. That's what it's lubricated by, and runs up to the camshaft, which will sit up here and does the valves when the piston goes whoppy whoppy. Whoppy whoppy is another technical term if you're not aware. That is one of the things that supports the barrel, albeit there's pressure from the head onto the barrel, onto the crankcases. That bolt is there for a reason, and the fact that it's clearly cracked from one side through to the other just makes me worry a little bit. Leave a comment below. Do you think we should stick with rebuilding and finishing the 90cc motor because it's got some history behind it? It's been with us for couple of years at least, so it has seen some action. Do we stick with this because we put some money into it with bearings and so on, or do we sack it off and get a bigger motor? Leave a comment below, let me know what you think. I've now got the bottom end built up, so all the internals of the gearbox is in there. I'm trying to work on this side, which there'll be another casing here, but all the rest of the gear change mechanism goes in and around here. I've got a few bits of it on the bench here, but I can't remember exactly how it goes together. I'm gonna have to go do some research, so I'll get the computer open, try and find a manual online, something like that, and figure it out, because if I get it wrong, it could be an expensive mistake. I don't want to do that, so I'll leave that there, cover it back up, and we'll get onto some other things. I feel like I should tell you guys why this bike means so much to me. Like I alluded to, we bought this bike a few years ago, and it was a few of us that got involved from an old workplace that I was at. One of the founding members was a gent named Tom Prince, and Tom was really pivotal in getting the team up together and having the bike ready to ride pretty much at every event. And Tom's sadly no longer with us, which is why I feel like I'm doing him a disservice to not have this bike ready to ride. I mean, the Nifty 50, it's a charity event with 5 hours endurance off-road for teams of 4, but for road-going motorcycles that are 50cc 2-stroke or 90cc 4-stroke. So to have this sat here and not being able to enter in any of those events or get it out and have a play on it anywhere else, it's just such a shame, and it's such a waste of a bike. So the plan is, I'm going to get this bike back up to scratch, running, riding, hopefully get it out on the road as well, and maybe at some more of those events. Join me next time where we're going to take a look at sorting the tank out, getting that all cleaned up, probably going to change the tyres over at some point, sort some of the wiring, get the brakes sorted, probably sort the chain out as well, and I expect we'll have a whole host of other things as well to come from that. I hope you enjoyed watching. Thanks very much. Ride safe.
Yeah, you good? One more round. Whenever you're ready.
Let go, you. Because all of this may have been in vain if you guys say, stick a bigger motor in it, it'll be sick.